Cool.
Yeah, awesome. And then, yeah, you'll notice that Metaverse coin pop up with instructions on how to claim it. Everyone can basically just ignore that. I'm going to bypass that as part of this in-world meetup. Generally, what I do is I ask people to hop into my Discord and prove they're not a bot in order to claim a coin. But in this case, I know we're all real people. So the only real restriction here to claim the coin is to just wait for the countdown timer to finish, which is basically a 5-minute countdown that you see in the bottom of the screen. So once that finishes, your address is automatically recorded in the database to be queued for distribution of the Metaverse coins.
Oh, awesome.
And in addition to that, I will send out the ancient Egyptian outfit as well. And why ancient Egyptian? Well, we've been working on a couple of games these last few months that were part of a grant that has passed last September. And so one of those games was the escape room, which is an Egyptian themed escape room that we are handing out the outfit as part of the gameplay. So we're going to get into that a little bit, but I wanted to first kind of give a tour of the city and maybe just talk a little bit about the history and kind of how it came to be.
Love that. Let's get
So I think we're all pretty much loaded in here. So I guess let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, so I started out in Decentraland basically in the beginning, and they're participated in a lot of different game jams early on and that type of thing. And so I had a couple of different builds that I had been working on originally, and only had one 2x2 space that I was basically deploying everything to. So one of my first builds was the mini Chicago replica that you see over here to the right of the stadium. And so that was kind of intended to be my vision for the build originally, and the idea being I kind of wanted to create a directory where people who were looking for things to do locally in some city that they were visiting and not familiar with could log into Decentraland and have a fun way of sort of navigating the city prior to their visit, or maybe during the visit. So the idea was to kind of create a small replica of all of the top things to do and places to stay and places to eat and that type of thing, where you would hover over a building and get information about availability of rooms or events happening at that place, or menus for those restaurants. Obviously, that turned into a much larger undertaking than what I had originally envisioned. So I kind of pivoted away from that. And kind of along the same route, decided to create an in-world event experience with the stadium, kind of as like a place that could host events, and people could attend different places within, basically virtually. And the idea was basically to replicate sort of some of the experiences that you would get locally at a fun venue. And kind of what I was going for was more of a concert sort of experience initially, which is sort of what I ran with. And the idea being that maybe a live concert event could be hosted on the screen, and people could attend that concert within Decentraland in the stadium and view that concert on the screen, and then also kind of dance along and enjoy it as part of an avatar experience. So I kind of going with that idea. You can see that it's decorated up with battle racers currently. The idea was any NFT project or coin project could host events here, and then submit images, models, or even a commercial to host on the screen, and basically decorate it up in their theme. to host it as a way of promoting their products and services. And then as part of that, it's important to bring traffic into the space, and so that the event is worth sponsoring by these other projects. And so that's where the whole metaverse coin thing came into play. It's basically an idea to incentivize people for attending events like that, and then giving a way to offer utility with a coin where you can purchase wearables outside of the Decentraland marketplace. So if you guys aren't familiar yet with the marketplace, you can visit the coin website at mtvrs.com. And there's a link to the marketplace where you can purchase the wearables. The coins will be distributed sometime today or tomorrow.
Love that.
Okay, so any questions about any of that?
No, I think you pretty much all the questions I had on the background you pretty much covered. But yeah, I guess we'll just follow you to the next spot. That would be awesome.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and so as part of the stadium, you'll notice that there is some buttons or symbols under the screen. So you guys can actually click into those and listen to the different playlists if you have a certain preference for music that you enjoy. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit hard to hear me talking over that at the same time, but feel free to come back anytime and browse through those.
Yeah, I was playing with that yesterday.
Across,
It's very cool.
yeah. I was actually going for more of like a music video type of thing, but
Nice.
I was given some advice about licensing to use an equalizer overlay instead. So, but I did work with Ultra Music label and have some licenses from their playlist that you can watch the videos from. Then across from the stadium, so we can kind of get into the games a little bit here. We have the NFT World Comedy Club, and if you hop in, you can see that we've got a little bit of imagery going on, and if you click on any one of the buttons to the left of the stage, then a screen will display where you can listen to comedy sets from different comedians. So we worked with Decentral Comedy on this, and we worked with Comedy Hub as well. So we'd like to actually host live spaces here, kind of along with the same idea as the stadium. The idea being to really have a more interactive experience rather than just kind of the same static content. So if we could have like different improv sets or comedian competitions and those types of things on like a certain night of every week. And so the idea for this space is to kind of make it more of a fun and interactive experience. Currently, with the usage as low as it is in Decentraland, there's not a whole lot of that to tap into, but it's something that, we have the venue now for us to kind of help give that a little bit more momentum.
Yeah, that'd be great just to like experiment with that. I mean, I'm a huge comedy club fan, so very healing.
And we've got some ideas. Right. So, we'd love to have kind of opportunities for people to create NFTs, take selfies, with their avatar, basically just ways to incorporate humor in some way into Decentraland. I think there's a big opportunity for that, and I'd love for this space to help give it life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody doing it, like an open mic comedy night, like just people from the community can hopefully, come join in. And
that's the great thing about decentralization, right? So, we're all creating lots of things, and over time, there will be opportunities for overlap, of certain things where, like, maybe two people could bring two things they're working on together in a collaboration and turn it into something completely, better. Sometimes the whole of the parts is greater, or the sum of the parts is greater than uh, individually, in a way. So yeah, hopefully this is something that we can find more opportunity for in the future.
Yeah, I love the collaboration aspect, and that's something I'm always, talking to different groups about too. It's like sometimes a lot of them are trying to kind of like reinvent the wheel, but I love it when it's just collaborative versus like let's redo what somebody else did. It's like no, let's use what they're doing and build a bigger thing together than just like everyone
Yeah,
siloed.
exactly. It's more fun that way. You
Yeah,
know, we spend a
totally.
lot of time building this stuff, just like internally ourselves. And it's kind of exciting to reach a turning point now where we can, really release this to the public and see what kind of response we get and, what kind of collaborations we can make.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, I'll follow you out here.
And then next door, we have the Mayhek Jane. It started out as a gallery. So Mayak is a digital artist and she does a lot of chess artwork. So originally we were working together and creating kind of an art gallery space for her art. And, I kind of came from the Decentraland side of things and she came from the 2D NFT art side of things. And we ended up just sort of over time evolving into this 3D chess game. This again was part of the grant, and what we did was we basically took her art and converted it into 3D pieces, and then made it into a playable game. So, that being said, while I'm talking here, we can actually get into some games if anybody wants to start one. I started out with just the first floor originally. That was kind of our goal for the grant was basically to just create like a one floor of playable game, and we quickly realized that that wasn't really going to fly within Decentraland. People aren't really going to be very willing to just like wait for a game to finish before they can play another. So we kind of went outside of the scope of the grant on this one quite a bit and turning it into a simultaneous gameplay format where we deconstructed the building and kind of recreated it in individual parts, and then we put it back together again in more of a modular format where we could create multiple floors out of those parts.
I love that. I see that
And so,
upstairs. How many floors are there's
yeah,
like
there's an elevator in the corner. So there's I think 6 total floors, and 5 floors have games, and we haven't actually filled out the sixth floor yet. We might reserve that for MAX digital art, or some kind of like gallery space. But the idea here is that currently we're only supporting free games just while it's in beta, in case there's any bugs and that type of thing to work out. Over time, we will release a paid game version, and with that, we're looking to run tournaments. So that way, anybody who's really serious about chess can join a tournament, and top winners, maybe top 3 winners, or depending on how many players enter the tournament, can earn a reward and actually make money playing the game, or lose money depending on how well you do.
Yeah, I love that. Would be really cool to like reach out to like, chess teams that don't even know anything about Decentraland, and this is like their little entry point. That's why I see like how to connect these outside communities, right?
Yep. And so we've been running some testing lately in the past month or so, more publicly. I have a group in Discord that we've been doing some testing in, and it's been interesting feedback. Some people really like the format because it's new and interesting. It's a different way of playing chess. It's a little bit more immersive because you're in the game instead of just looking top down at it. Other people find it a bit more challenging, where when you're playing top down, you get a much more clear view of the board. But once you're in the game and you're moving pieces around, it can be a little confusing and a little bit more challenging to strategize. So it kind of, some people are going to find this, interesting, and other people might find it a little bit more distracting than traditional gameplays with the 2D views. And so I think it kind of just depends on how serious of a chess player you are. If you're really serious about it, you might just, play however you've been playing. But if you want to have a little bit more fun with it, I think this is kind of a really cool take on how a new way to play chess.
Yeah, and I love the artistic, the collaboration with the artist as well. And yeah, look at that. So
Yeah,
both.
absolutely. That was kind of key to bringing this all together, really.
Is there plans to having like you have different levels, different artists, like, but that's a whole lot of more work. Obviously you'd have to remesh it, or not mesh it, but the texture of it for the other ones, or just keep it just one artist. That would be kind of fun to open that up.
That's a good question. Yeah, I would be open to that. If other artists reached out and were interested in kind of creating a different version of the chess pieces based on their artwork. I think the higher priority though is more of a wearables route, where
Yes.
we would love to create kings and queens outfits and let people dress up their avatars as different
Yeah.
chess pieces.
I love that. Yeah, I agree with you. That would be definitely something that people would be keen. I mean, at least
Then of
I would
course
for sure.
there are features we would like to add into the game as well. Um, so there's only so much time. We'll see how far down the road we can get with this, but it's definitely a long-term thing that we would love to continue funding development from the gameplay fees. So it would be cool to see this catch on, so we can do some of those other more interesting things.
Are these? I'm curious. Like, it would be cool to be able to like set up a camera, somehow, and hit record and record the gameplay of each one, and have that streamed or something. Is that would that be something,
Yeah, somebody
right?
mentioned that for the escape room as well, and
Oh
we'll get to the escape
yes,
room next.
totally. That would be so
But
fun.
yeah, I mean, actually, let's just go ahead and walk over there.
Okay.
So since we're going there next, this is actually a good transition point.
Okay, following you. It's like you.
The escape room is the pyramid structure, just
Good
around
thing
the
you have
corner.
big wings. I just look for the wings. Cool.
Yeah, they're a little obnoxious.
They're awesome.
See Laostrom rocking the blue dragon.
I know. I was like, dragon versus dragon.
So yeah, kind of talking about that video screen idea, or the camera idea. If anybody wants to hop in with me, I'll go ahead and get an escape room game going here.
Okay. How many
There
people
is a
can?
fee for this game, but we've got it set at 0.001 mana, so it's basically free. And 4 people can play, so 3 others in addition to me.
See, I don't have any
Jillian's
mana.
actually, if you want to jump in, since you're screen sharing, that might be good.
See, the only problem is I only have mana on my other account, so like I don't know if I can
Oh
even
no!
play. So I would have to have you screen share. Let's see. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, do you
It's
need me?
better
Yes,
with a
peanut
team. It's
butter.
actually meant to be a team effort, because otherwise you spend a lot more time trying to solve the
Oh,
puzzles.
cheddar
But you could
queso.
do it a
Wait,
lot quicker if you have.
cheddar, did you? Okay, can you screen share, cheddar? Oh,
I can try.
okay, that'd be awesome. Let's see if you have the magic touch.
I don't know if I can because I'm in a very old computer. Um,
I'm
but I think I joined the game. Okie doke, a ver.
Are you
Cheddar,
sure?
are you-
Are you sure you want me to?
My computer might just explode, but yes. But I have the gray button also.
Oh, really?
But I did find one of these Egyptian somethings that says push, and I'm gonna push it.
You found the first task.
Yeah, mine says that it's live, but
Oh, I know, and I don't see it. I'm so sad. Okay, let me see. Come on.
Wait.
Why is it saying? There has to be some kind of
Right, like
fix.
why are you saying you're live when you're not live?
I know, Discord, joy of Discord.
A ver, Cheddar, try to stop sharing, and I will try with my very old computer. A ver if we can make it.
If not,
If
I
it
can actually end
explodes.
this game.
If not, what?
I can actually end this game on the back end so that we can start a new one with somebody who's able to screen share, because I see Cheddar Queso is screen sharing, and Fratellians, I know that you're able to screen share. So if we can get one of you into a game, then
Yeah, the
be
only thing
golden.
is I don't have the mana in my wallet. I have it in my other wallet that's not recording this.
If you want to send me your address, I'll just send you a mana real
okay.
quick.
Okay, let's do that. I was gonna
Free to
say
DM that to me.
Okay. I had thought that first, and here, let me open up Discord. Thanks everyone who's here, still hanging. Patience, but everyone knows this is the way of the Discord. Okay, I just sent it to you.
We're all pretty seasoned Decentralanders by this point.
I know. Nothing's working. Time to do push-ups. Time to draw. Time to take notes. Time to plan next day. Okay, cool.
I'm still pushing
Nothing.
stuff.
Well, maybe Cheddar, let's have you stop sharing, and then I'll try sharing now, because
Okay.
let me know when
Oh, Matimo, sorry, I didn't see your coso. I will answer to you on the chat.
Okay, I know I'm trying to keep track of I have like 4 screens here, so if I miss any messages, I don't think anything's being sent to me, but if I miss anything.
It's like, Gia, you need to work.
Okay, I'm gonna try to share. I'm gonna find wherever now Decentraland. Where are you, Decentraland? There you go. Okay, I am back. Should I reload?
Sorry, I was in the process of sending you a mana, so
I'm
I got lost. I don't think you can play yet because I haven't actually reset the database yet. Let me go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And then, I'm not sure if you'll have to reload or not. I don't think so, but let's find out.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for that. Is that your music, Cheddar? How's it going?
I see somebody's listening to music from the stadium.
Oh, is that what it is? Very cool. Game finished, it
sorry.
says.
I can
no
mute
worries.
that.
No, I was just enjoying the music, actually. Normally I have my own music playing, but when I record and then you put it on YouTube, you can't just have any audio, because you never know, right? Okay, it says play now. Let's see. Let's see if it's going to be good.
And I'm in the process of sending you the mana now.
Okay. So I have to wait. Okay. I know the things that Murphy's Law is fun today, right? That's such a cool outfit, KJ. Look at her, the tiger.
Yeah, shout out to KJ. Low Poly Models World actually worked on the modeling for this game, as well as the one next door as well, the parkour game right next door to it.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, I was running around that too yesterday. I was like, oh, I miss claiming the wearables. Look at that. That was probably a while ago, right? Okay, should I try now?
Nope, I'm still on it here. I'm trying to get the contract address for Anna on Polygon. It didn't accept the Ethereum address. I thought they were the same, but apparently not. Here we go. Okay, I've got it added into my wallet, and I will now grab your address that you sent me and get that over to you.
I just noticed that giant spaceship. Can I get up there?
Yeah, there's a teleporter right underneath it, so you can teleport up into it.
Cool, I'll do that later. I'm like, look at
shout out to Laustrom on that one. We actually worked
Nice.
together on that and just never really found a use for it. We kind of just went different directions, I guess. After we had collaborated on it, and never really got back to finishing that up. But it's kind of an interesting thing that we're still kind of thinking about how to utilize.
Well, it looks really cool. It makes me want to go up there. So
Yeah, spent a lot of time on that between the two of us, so would be cool to see, how we end up using that.
okay, my Decentraland crashed anyway, so I have to reload.
All right, and your mana is on the way, so by the time you reload, you should be able to hop in.
Cool. It's always a problem whenever I'm streaming, I'm recording, and running in Decentraland. So all those things, my computer is like, you don't love me, do you?
Yeah, we run into that while testing too between the teams, since we're all remote, obviously, as most people are these days. But yeah, a lot of times we're running two instances of Decentraland, with two accounts, screen recording and also Zoom screen sharing to each other. So
Oh man, yeah.
it could be a lot.
Dude, that's definitely. Oh, Dadasita. Let's see. She's got to run. Great to see you here. Thanks for trying. Okay, now's the moment of truth. So I'm curious. I mean, I have all these other questions I want to ask, but I love what we're doing is what I was hoping would happen. You never know, right? Okay, so now I have to go back to the pyramid. That's over. Okay, there it is. What were some of the biggest challenges for this particular grant?
We ran into a couple, actually. I think every game had its own challenges. The chess game, the big challenge for the chess game was the simultaneous gameplay.
Yeah.
It actually multiplied the effort by however many floors we have. It was a larger undertaking than what we imagined. We worked with what do you call it? Like an open source package called Chess.js. And you would think that would make it easy, where you'd get a head start on all of the legal moves that can be made by a player each turn. And, you kind of think that you get a head start by working with it. But it was actually a bit challenging to integrate that into the scene as well. And then syncing a lot of the different moves and the timers and just the gameplay experience across each of the different players that are in that game was also a challenging aspect. And that was kind of a challenge for every one of the games that we worked on, not just chess itself. But chess is kind of where we ran into a lot of the stuff that ended up being copied to other games. So yeah, we were able to at some point we were able to kind of utilize, we were kind of able to copy stuff from one game to the next, but then we would tweak it, as we went along, and we'd have to go back and then tweak it for the other games as well.
I was gonna say the same. I was gonna say that, when you improve there, did you go back? And then it's like an endless cycle. I'm sure you notice another way.
Right. If we were to do the grant again, I think we would approach it differently, where we would work on the stuff that would be copied to all the games first up front before starting any one individual game. And and then I think for the racing game, the big challenge we ran into there was calculating distance from the finish line, since where you start and where you finish is the same, and it's a multi-layer track, so it kind of it goes up vertically. Okay. And then you're basically following the same path back to the start or back to the finish, that you started from. So for that one, it was kind of calculating the places for each of the racers was pretty difficult. Required a lot of math and geometry stuff, but we were able to get it in the end, and I just hope that it's worth it. A lot of work went into all of these games. Obviously, like a lot of money from the DAO. So I wish that the screen sharing was going a little bit more smoothly right now, so everybody could get more of the experience, in from the time here. But obviously, this stuff is deployed. It's publicly accessible, so anybody that isn't able to jump in and play the games, or anybody that has to go early before they can see the rest of these, can obviously come back anytime. And um, hopefully everybody's happy with the results here.
No, this is wonderful, and this happens every annual meetup. There's technical issues, so and I can edit it so afterwards people can view, and we can promote it so people hopefully can check it out afterwards and run around. And I'm trying to go into it. Should I reload, or is it because there's another game happening right now?
Oh, I see that a new game has started. So let me go ahead and end that one too. I don't know who might have started that one,
Okay.
but I want to make sure that
Guys-
you get in since you're able to screen share.
Cool.
Can you hear me? I just have
Yeah.
a quick question.
Yeah.
So I'm here with Canessa. We're at the front of the pyramid, and we're trying to like hit the play now button and get in, but it just keeps saying transaction pending, and then it just sort of stays stuck there.
Ooh, it's actually. Let me see. Let me see if mine's. Got...
Oh, now it says transaction failed. Okay.
Oh, mine says transaction failed too.
Oh, Oh, do you know what? I think maybe the Matic gas price might have gone up, so it might be failing out due to that. I don't know why else it would fail, because you don't actually have to pay the Matic gas fee yourself. It's the Decentraland platform covers the fee, but I think like sometimes the gas fee is too low, or like gas fee that Decentraland will pay is too low compared to what the gas fee might be currently. And then it might fail, but it looks like it went through for me. So if you want to try it again, Fractalians.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try it real quick.
Okay. And then I'm standing right here in the doorway, and I can see 127, and I can see Canessa, but I can't see anybody else. And I don't know if you guys can see us.
No, I only see two others myself.
Yeah, I only see the two. But it says we have 3 or 4 players, and it went through. So the transaction went through this time.
Excellent. Yeah, we can take one more if somebody else wants to pop in. I think we might be in different islands or something, so we're not all able to see each other.
Yeah.
You can see your screen share. So
you guys can't see us. Like I don't see Canessa on your screen, and I don't see myself, and we're standing right here in the doorway with you guys.
We're the ghosts in your world. You're the ghosts in our world. Oh, cool! We're here.
Oh, it says game started, but I can't get in. How do I walk in? Oh, but it also says transaction pending. Okay.
Oh, bummer. I see
that
Matt made it in, and I see.
Yeah, I made it in.
Eschiton?
It's like
Fractalians. We must be in different islands or something.
No, we're here. Eschiton is me. I have my other wallet's Fractalians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's me with the mesh.
Canessa's in. I think 127 is in. She said she sees me pacing at the door. We're in the in-world chat here.
I only saw 3 of 4 players in the game.
That's what I saw too.
Does it make a difference if I'm on the client?
Say now?
Does it make a difference if I'm on client? Because I'm always on client and stuff doesn't. It just tends to not work for me the way it works for other people.
Yeah,
they send me links and stuff, and I'm like, I can't. I wish there was a way that links would open up the client. That would be great if I can make a suggestion.
Right. For those of us that are watching the screen share, Fractalians, the way to basically get started here is, so you can see in the bottom right corner on task 1.
Okay, yeah.
On the table, you can get some clues as to how to complete each task. So yeah, you'll see that there's a journal on the right, and there's an audio recorder on the left. Both of those will give you different clues.
Ooh, look at that cool little journal. Oh, cool. Okay. pushing tiles. Cool. Okay, so now you have to figure out what to do. I'm probably just as good at parkour as I am at escape rooms, so I'm gonna need a lot of hand holding. I suck
Sure.
at parkour.
Yeah, like I
so-
said, this is a team effort. So, people have different strengths and weaknesses. So some people in a team might be better at figuring out different tasks than others. In this task, we have to push some tiles. So
Okay,
if you
that's what I figured.
hover over, there's in the corner. I see you heading that direction. Oh, you turned around.
Oh, no.
You're walking away from it now.
Okay.
But you'll see there's 5 tiles that go up the corner of the wall, and if you hover over them, you'll get an option to push them.
Oh, okay.
And so
yeah.
the first task is pushing these in the correct order. And from the clue,
Oh,
the audio
okay.
recorder, it said that there were 2 tiles that needed to be pushed in. So it's just a matter of pushing in the 2 correct tiles.
Oh, that's cool. So definitely come back here with hours to spare and like some friends who are very good at code breaking. And okay, let's see. View the journal. An hours creating the gods are revealed. Okay.
Went ahead and completed it just to
Okay.
move us along to the next task.
It's like, no, we'll be here for the whole night.
Right. At 0.001 mana, you can come back and try it again.
Come back all by myself. Oh, is it reloading? Okay, cool. I just saw Cheddar Queso. Okay, I'll follow. So then the next clue you have to go back to the table or just wander around and start exploring to see where the next clue is.
Yeah, so the clues update. The journal kind of stays the same. You
Okay.
have all pages available for each clue in the journal, no matter what task you're on. The audio recorder, that one updates depending on which task you're on. So if you click on the audio recorder now, you'll get a different clue than what you got on the previous task.
Oh, this is really cool. I only just noticed that the journal had more than one page when you said that too. It shows you. Okay, let's see. Skipping forward a bunch of incoherent. Oh, okay. So all these figurines here on the right, you have to now put him.
Boom. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed it. After the first task completed, everybody gets teleported to a position in the scene where they can view the stands coming up from the floor. So those figurine stands didn't exist before in task 1, but after it got completed, those came up from the bottom. And the idea for this next task is to put the figurines on them in the correct order.
This is so cool. Oh, I love it. So you said you have one main escape room, right? I mean, I would assume this. This is the lava.
This was the escape room, and all of the tasks that we integrated into the scene can be used in other escape rooms.
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah.
But it wasn't as easy as what we expected. Like it wouldn't be just a matter of a copy and paste. A lot of stuff in Decentraland ends up being harder than what you think when you get into it. But we are open sourcing these repos. So if anybody else wants to create escape rooms, there's a lot of kind of the idea behind this was we wanted to incorporate a lot of different interactivity into the game. So the first task is about pushing tiles. The next task is about placing figurines on the stands, which involves carryables, it's called. So each figurine is a carryable that gets attached to the avatar. And so the idea was that we wanted to incorporate a bit of creativity into the tasks and make them sort of unique from each other. And that being the case, those types of things can be copied into other escape rooms.
Yeah, I love that. And the planning for this, that must have been a lot of fun. Like, what was the process in general for the planning for the...
Honestly, it came together pretty quickly. I don't know how, like some things just like, for me, I had a really good idea of what I wanted to do with this escape room from the start, and it really all came together pretty smoothly. It was just a little bit like the syncing of tasks across different players, and if one player if their screen freezes and they need to come back, having them come back in the correct game state on the right task, with the rest of the team. Those types of things were a bit more complex.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and even just now.
So I did.
Yeah, you finished it, and then I wasn't able to click, and I'm like, oh, I think he must have it and have already placed it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Like you don't see each other carrying figurines, and it does become a little bit challenging to kind of coordinate a little bit. But this is completable as a single person, so the more people you have, the easier it is. But yeah, there is definitely room for improvement on certain aspects of it.
No, I love the design and the artwork in general. It's really cool space. So then, okay, after each task, then you have to usually just go back to the main table, right? And see.
Yep, exactly.
I'm trying to look for the new thing. Okay, I'll follow you.
As part of the strategy, as like if you had 4 players, maybe it would be one person would collect the clues while other people are, doing other things.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe there's a chance that somebody could figure out the task without reading all the clues. But for you and I here, since I'm not being much help because I'm kind of like still in dev mode on this and wanting to observe and see where there's room for improvement and if the clues are helpful or not. Oh, good, you figured that one out.
I didn't even know what I did. I just grabbed the snake, but it kind of went by itself. Did I do it right? Oh, it
was a pretty easy one. It's basically just you saw the staff on the opposite side of the room.
Yeah.
And you placed it where it belongs on the other side.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you caught it, but it actually shoots a laser beam to the corner.
Yeah, it's doing that right now. It's so cool. I was like, what is it? I figured, I'm like, maybe it's something important that it's shooting it to the other corner. Is there a clue? Yep. Oh, I don't have the key yet.
It does actually reveal a keyhole.
Ooh, yes, I saw the keyhole, and it says you need to find the key. So that's my next. What is like the fastest somebody has actually finished this in? It keeps track of that, right?
Well, myself, obviously, because I know all the solutions and combinations. It takes me about a minute and a half from start to finish, like knowing exactly what to do. So 15 minutes, I wanted to provide enough stuff that would take, that the time that it would take would be worth the gameplay fee. So I didn't want to have an experience where people could just like figure it out in 2 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, obviously, technically you can if you already know all of the solutions. But I thought, half an hour was too long and maybe 5 minutes was too short.
Yeah. No, I like the time.
And so I felt like 15 minutes was a good in between. And even if you don't escape on time, if the time runs out before you complete all the tasks, you still get a reward at the end.
Oh,
so it's still worth
cool.
the gameplay fee.
Okay, so now the final, what am I supposed to do with this guy? It's a really cool little model. I love it. I got to figure out the final part.
There's plenty of time left, by the way, so don't feel too much pressure. Where did Matt go?
I don't know.
Is Matt still here in the Discord?
I don't know. Let me see. Let me see on my screen. Maybe he got rugged or... Oh yeah, no, I see him. He's right there. He said yes, he's still here. Okay, I'm trying to look for something that belongs on the head of the pharaoh, right? Let's see. Have you had like you're saying you're having fun just watching me just run around like unknowing what to do? Have you had other friends just use their testers and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, we've tested this out, and so for this specific one, it is a little bit more tricky, I guess, or a little bit more. It's not as fun to watch as the other tasks. It's just basically an anomaly in the sand where you'll find an object.
I figured it was the sand. I was on the right path. I'm like,
yeah, you just passed it.
Oh,
it's actually right here where I'm standing.
Okay. So you have to like find see if there's something. Oh, I see it. It's a little bit different right there, but
A little bump in the sand. Yep.
so I should be able to like, let's see. It's not doing anything for me though. Oh, there it is. It's tiny. But I
Yes,
totally
that's why
thought.
I said
No, I like it,
I
but
probably needed to provide a little bit of help on that one.
no, but I figured like, that was my first thought was like there's something to do with the sand. There wouldn't be sand unless something's hidden in it. So it's nice to make it a little challenging, but it was just kind of hard. I wasn't sure how to click it. It was giving me issues, but cool.
Yeah, and
I
nobody
made it.
wants to just sit and watch you like running around licking in the sand. So
But it looks really cool. You know what would be really cool too on this one? I would love to get a like even if it's like a way to get up to look at the space from above because would look so pretty from like
that's a good point.
up here, like a
That
little
would be really
ladders,
neat.
so that I could get a shot of my friends who are here, even though obviously
Yeah.
one of us would be out.
On that idea, actually, what would be really neat is to have a second level
Oh,
with maybe
hell
different
yeah.
tasks.
That would be fun.
Go ahead and keep pushing that sarcophagus top off of it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what it was doing. Yay! That's cool. Okay, now I've got a
This is
scare.
the final task. You've just got to figure out where to place it.
I'm trying not to. Hopefully. Oh, I don't know what I did. I just did it.
Nice. So yeah, somehow you put it in the right place. So the scarab actually goes above the where you put the staff. There was a slot there, and so you put the scarab into the slot.
Ooh, I got my. No, this is awesome. I love this. It was worth the. Thank you for hooking me up with the.
The 0.001 mana.
Yes. That was super fun. I definitely want to come back and bring like my son and my nieces. It's like okay, because they go to escape rooms in real life, and usually it's like they go with a group. You know, it's like a birthday party thing. So it would be fun to see what they would. And they're big Roblox players, so I'm sure they'd be like all over this.
Too bad the treasure box showed as purple. It does for me too. That's the first time I've seen it like that. It must be some kind of compression issue that happened recently or something.
Oh, okay.
But the treasure box is actually really detailed and looks really cool. So will be something new for you to experience the next time you come back.
And I've been trying to get our friend Mega Chick up. I've been inviting you. I don't know why it's not letting you. I've tried to invite you like 5 times, and each time I say invite to speak, I don't know why it's not letting up here. So I'm sorry. I've tried like 5 times. Huh. Waiting.
Cool. So that is the escape room. And currently, right now, all of the combinations and everything are static. But the idea is to randomize those so that you can't just go on the internet and find the right combinations for like putting the key together and the order of the tiles will be different. So that way it's more of a unique experience for everybody. And the tasks are a little bit challenging, because the clues have to be vague for that reason. Like we can't have very specific clues if everything is randomized. So we tried to find a good balance between offering clues that are helpful, but also offering, where they still make sense when you have randomized combinations and such.
No, I think you did a great job there, and definitely like even I was, slowly able to figure it out, and with definitely your help, but still, it's like I think that's the key. And it's cool that each time it will be different. And I was wondering.
That's a
about
little
that.
bit more difficult when you're on the spot screen sharing too.
Yeah,
with people looking over your shoulder.
Used to it. I'm used to failing epically in front of people, so like it's all good. You learn. It's part of the fun.
Did great though. You completed most of them. I only completed I think 1 or 2.
No, but it's really pretty.
You
I
were a
love
shorter
it
player.
It's a cool space. I just want to go in there and hang out and have a party in there. It is a cool party space.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah, might have to think about ways of incorporating something like that.
Yeah, and what is that other cool temple? It reminds me of like it was more like the Aztec temple, like to do a temple party, cross Decentraland temple parties from here to all the temples.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be cool?
Is that was it the Kokonos one where you throw coconuts at the monkeys, something like that?
I'm not sure if it's even an escape room. It's just like a place I've been to. Well, I think it might be that. I don't know. It's like a huge indoor kind of Aztec space.
Ride a Jeep going through it, and you toss coconuts at the monkeys, and
Yeah, I think that's the one. Was that from yeah, when we had Wonder Mine? I think we did that last time. Yeah. We were throwing things at coconuts. And there's another space too. I forget the name of it, but and then you have like the yeah, very cool. I'll follow you. Is there a downstairs on this too?
Oh, there was. I took it out. It
Oh,
made
okay.
the development a lot more complicated because we would make a change and then reload the scene and end up falling through the floor
Oh.
into the bottom floor. So it got annoying, and we took it out. It's actually going to be an idea that I'm going to incorporate into a future proposal, something that I've been tinkering around with. So for now, we kind of took that out. It'll come back later. And yeah, so kind of going back to the proposal or the grant, the last part of it was the racing game. So you'll notice here for the Chicago scene, we have a leaderboard with some play now buttons. And so we converted the track into a playable game where players can race against each other. So in a similar format as the other games, the chess and the escape room, we have sort of a lounge area where players can join the game.
That's where
And
I am
then
now. I'm stuck in there. I clicked it. You're like, don't click the button.
yeah, I'll actually jump in there with you.
Oh,
I
cool.
don't know who all is left here.
Yeah, there's people watching, and
If
I
we
don't
can
know.
get 2 more players.
Yeah, that would be fun. So this is the
And
little waiting room you said, right?
yeah, this is kind of like a little bit of a lounge experience, you know, like if you play Call of Duty or other games, you always join a lounge before the game actually starts. It just gives other people a chance to join the game. And so if we get 4 players, the timer will just quit and the game will start right away.
Oh, okay. Cool.
As soon as that 4th player joins. Otherwise, we'll wait for its count all the way down.
Nice. Because I remember before at one point you could just click on some cars and drive around the edge of it. Was that like that was a while ago,
Yeah,
right?
at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the ability to click on different cars.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm already in there. Cool. Okay. Now it changed. Very cool. And I'm facing the wrong way. I better face the right way now.
You can actually drive around as the Tiger King coin Bugatti as well.
Oh, really?
And the Tiger King Lounge, yeah, across from the track here, there's a Bugatti that sits out front. And if you have Tiger King coin in your wallet, you can add the Bugatti as a drivable car.
No, I saw that because I was like, I didn't have any. Every time I clicked on it, I'm like, oh, I don't have the. Okay, so it's about to start. So then we race up. And can you fall off it? So you have to be really careful.
Yes, the idea is that if you fall off, you get teleported back to the start. So you really don't want to fall off.
Okay.
So you have to go fast enough to the other racers,
Yeah.
but not so fast that you end up falling off the track going around the corners.
Yeah. And then can you push? I mean, oh, I fell off. Look at that. So yeah, it brought me right back. So then you can push each other though, right? It looked like I pushed you at one point. Or was it just you
No,
falling?
I don't think there are colliders on these models
okay.
where you can push other people off the track. It looks like I'm just going through you right there.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that too.
it would actually be interesting though to do. Maybe there could be different versions of this game. We thought about like collecting coins as you go around the track, and whoever collects the most coins wins. Or having kind of like a Donkey Kong experience where there's things swinging at you that you have to dodge so
Oh,
that you
yeah,
don't get
that'd be cool.
pushed off the track.
It's like Roomway style, or like was it Metagami Mall where they have all the coins where you have to like run around, and it's not really like game, but you just collect them, the coins.
Right. And you don't see them because they're invisible, but there's actually colliders on the track so that you don't end up going the wrong way. If you turn
Oh, okay.
around
It won't let
and
me.
try to like go the opposite way, you'll run into a collider. And that was just because sometimes you can get turned around because you end up going the same direction on the track. It's you go up one way and down the other way. Sometimes you can get turned around. And so if this was a paid game where you paid money to get into it, we didn't want to have people getting frustrated with going the wrong way accidentally. So we put those in. And so when you go up to the top, If you want to just follow me up to the top, we're actually going to run out of time. There's
no.
only a minute left, and I know from experience that we don't have enough time to go all the way up to the top and back down again.
I would
But
already.
those colliders turn around once you come back down the track, so that they face the opposite way.
Oh, cool. Okay, I see you, but I'm going so slow. I can see you at the top. I love the view, though.
Once you get a lot of practice in, you can actually go around the corners without stopping.
Oh, really?
It's kind of hard at first because they're very tight corners, but me, with all of the practice that I have, I could basically like run around the entire track without stopping and not falling off.
I'm once again confirming that I suck at playing anything involving. I used to play
Well,
a ton of
admittedly, I do
games.
have a little bit more experience from
No,
all
but
of the
still,
development
if you watch
time.
any
So.
past videos of anything involving anything racing or yeah, I'm epically bad. Ooh, I got second place. That's the participation medal time, right? No, this is awesome.
Yeah, cool. So there are opportunities for integrating other like vehicles into this.
Nice.
So currently, I'm using Battle Racers models just because of the close contact I've had with that team going back to the stadium, and they were willing to let me utilize those for this game. But other vehicles could be used as well. Like, for example, the T King Bugatti. I'll actually go and I'll switch over to that since I know that you're screen sharing.
Okay.
And if you're still viewing yourself as a vehicle, then you'll see me as a vehicle as well.
Okay, I'll go over.
I just have to find you. I don't know where you went.
Oh, there! I got stuck in a weird. There you are. I'm a person now. Okay. So you're gonna go to the
So if you switch over to a car again, if you click on one of the icons at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that I'm driving the Bugatti now.
Let me see where.
This is actually an
cool.
in-world car. It like exists in real life. Somebody wrapped a Bugatti with a Tiger King scheme.
It's like the kind of the cars you see at East Denver or like crypto events. There's always somebody with their, Dogecoin car or like.
Right. So it's just a matter of utility. It's that functionality exists if other NFT projects want to maybe like sponsor a spot with a vehicle, from their project. And also, the reason why we're not just cars by default in the racing game is because we wanted to allow for skins. If you switch back to your normal Decentraland avatar, you could create a skin of a vehicle, like a spaceship, or a tank or whatever you can think of, and those could be used to run around the track as well.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's reloading. It crashed on me. Are you able to see my screen
Bummer.
or no?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
If I switch over to Discord, yeah, I can see your screen share.
Cool. I know I want another screen, but I think that would just make it more confusing for me. I feel like I have two computers already.
Did you say you had like 4 monitors?
Well, right now I just have 2 computers, one with an external monitor, but before I've had 2 external monitors for both my laptops. And then it gets confusing, but then you need so much more space and then but right now I just mainly work off of I have a Mac and a PC, but mainly work off of like a big, external monitor.
Yep.
Okay, I'm here again. Very cool.
Well, that basically was about it, though.
Awesome, man. This has been so great. Thank you so much for taking the time to share with everyone. And I'm excited to see, like you're saying, you're working on your next grant, too?
It was my pleasure, honestly. I'd love to continue to get more feedback from the community on these and finding ways to improve them further. Hopefully we can see a revenue stream from the paid gameplays that will fund future development of additional features, and we're going to open source these, like I said, so that way if there are bugs and tweaks that need to be made, members of the community are welcome to submit those issues to the GitHub repos for each game, and then we can kind of continue to collaborate on these as a community.
Love that. Have you been were you a part of ever of the Testing Tuesdays that Grant Support Squad does?
Yes, almost religiously. I'm pretty much there like every Tuesday.
Oh, wicked. Have you done it for your project though? Did you do it for here or no?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Oh, I
did do a
missed it.
test back
Oh,
in like January. Um, so yeah, we were able to get some good information out of that. What's kind of difficult about the testing Tuesdays is it's kind of more of an opportunity to showcase what you've built up to that point,
okay.
but to gather feedback, there's a limited time. Like with the testing group that I've been working with the past month or so, more privately, we've been able to get a lot better feedback because we're able to spend a bit more time, like working as a group and doing multiple testing sessions, fixing one thing, bringing it back, and then kind of like working down the list of priorities. Some people have suggestions of things that they want, and other people have their own opinions on things that they'd like to see, and so it kind of becomes a matter of prioritization. So I was actually thinking about maybe putting together a process that I've taken on my own games here this past month with testing these out, and maybe seeing if other projects might find that useful as well.
Yeah, that would be
The
great.
testing Tuesdays are definitely a good start just to get people together and show what's in progress and kind of like get some initial feedback.
Yeah, and we did start like recently, but I think it would be great to have more of this type of content in the resources channel and Decentraland Discord, just sharing, this kind of stuff with people looking for. I think Nikki Fuego was the first one to post some um what is it called? Let me make sure it's still even. Yeah, it's still there. It's still just I think Nikki Fuego posted their game management GitHub repo in there. But yeah, any of the kind of stuff to post in there, or even if you ever have anything cool that you can always reach out and we could tweet about it and share it with the community to be like, hey, cool new builder resource.
Yeah, definitely. This was a really good learning opportunity for us as a team. On my side, kind of leading the development of these games. We sort of learned a lot about the SDK. A lot about testing, a lot about incorporating feedback from the community, and so these are all, I think, really good knowledge to take back and share with the community, and really help push other projects forward.
No, I love that. Have you done any like videos on just that? That would be really cool. If you ever do, I would definitely love to share that. Or
I will be submitting a new proposal sometime soon that incorporates all of this. Yeah.
love it.
Don't want to give too much of it
Oh yeah,
away because
totally.
it'll ruin the surprise factor.
Yeah.
But I think there are ways that we could come together as a community to build stuff. And
Yes.
so what I have found is that space in Decentraland is very limited. I mean, this is a large space that this city incorporates. It's 11 by 11 parcels, which is 121 parcels. And that's pretty big,
That is massive.
like compared to what a lot of other people are building on. And even still, it feels very limited. Like if I were to add anything new into this city, I have to take something else out.
Yeah.
And so I think there are ways that this concept can work for a lot of other people too, and also where the knowledge gained from working on all of this stuff could be a lot more transparent.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking forward to having more time now that we're sort of leaving a lot of the development phase and more so turning towards more marketing and outreach on all of this stuff. I'll be looking forward to more collaborations and more engagement within the community.
No, I love that. And I think that's such a key thing, the accessibility of knowledge gained by others to share. And it's so hard to find. I mean, I know there's lots of videos, but a lot of times you have to like piecemeal it, right? You're like, oh, I found this here, and it's like almost like each new person is starting from
Exactly.
scratch, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's like gold nuggets right there. That's something that having a way to have that all together is definitely, like you have something like DCL Creations, they do their library, but this is more specific about this other thing, like how to give that more visibility is huge, and accessibility.
Yeah, I can tell you from personal experience, from the beginning, I come from more of an online marketing background. I'm not like a developer by trade. I mean, I do have a technical background, but it was always more of a secondary skill rather than a primary skill. So building in Decentraland sort of flipped that around. Um,
Yeah.
I'm eager to tap into more of the marketing side of things now that the development is, not as it's not taking up as much of my time now as it was. But just over the years, from when Decentraland started, and before there was even a product, and then the SDK came out, and the game jams, it was definitely a challenging learning curve, for me to really find my stride in building out these scenes. I kind of have it now. I still wouldn't consider myself a pro. I'm maybe more intermediate, and I lean on pros like H. Provakos and Laustrom, on certain things that go beyond my skill sets. But you were talking about kind of like piecing things together, and it's been a lot of that. Kind of, I want to incorporate this into my scene. Who do I go to for that? Or
Yeah.
where do I find examples? It's a lot of digging, it's a lot of problem solving. And, I think that is a wealth of knowledge that has been gained that I think the community could learn a lot from, and could help a lot of other projects that are maybe sort of just starting out like I did a few years ago.
No,
So,
definitely.
like I said, I hope that some of the ideas that I have in mind for solving some of these challenges will be well received, and I'll be interested to get the community's feedback on these in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing this. So definitely keep me posted. And yeah, another thing I just thought of from what you're saying, I know GCL Studios on their landing page now, they have like all the different SDK7 resources. Maybe there's a way to work in collaboration and add another section there. I don't know. Somehow, like, because again, even within the whole foundation or the website, there's resources, but they're all over the place still. It's like it would be so cool to have like some kind of learners hub port, like, you know how to do this, here's some stuff for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking about a Discord space where I and whoever else could act as a mentor. I know we have mentors in the Decentraland community already,
Oh yeah.
people with specific mentor roles, but it's sort of fragmented. And what I'd like to do is bring everybody together who, on one side, are already a bit more seasoned and able to take on more of a mentor role, and other people who spend a lot of time in the community chatting, debating, voting,
Yeah.
maybe wanting to learn how to build but not having the resources, finding it too much of a time drain. So I'm thinking, Discord has its ups and downs, but I think one really good way to use Discord is to bring people together that can help solve some of these issues.
Yeah, no, love that. And that's kind of
Just
what
working off of websites can get a bit
yeah.
frustrating.
No, for sure. And that's like one of the ideas behind, like, there's obviously others in the community doing really cool
It
like
sounds like you are pretty far away
Oh,
there.
really? Again?
I don't know if
Am I back?
you stepped away from the mic, but
Am I back, or no, it's still bad?
that's a little bit better.
I know, I
Not
need
quite
new
as good as it
headphones.
was before.
I know, I don't know what it's basically the universe saying buy some good pair of headphones, but it's usually the good ones that never work and these junky ones that like at least function with everything. So I'm gonna have to buy some new ones. But no, what I was gonna say is, like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of different communities doing their own sorts of really cool like events that help educate, and that's kind of why I'm excited. Like the whole brick by brick, it's kind of featuring like workflows, creator tools, kind of like little inspiration of what people use, and kind of opening up that conversation to like, okay, start building. How do you start? But it's not really like a hand like step by step. It's more like, here are some cool things, and then maybe from there would be a great place to like point them in the direction of these resources that you're talking about or that we're wanting, right?
Yes. Yep, almost like a directory. I
Totally.
know that the Decentraland website has started that already, but I personally have found it difficult. For example, if you want to add something specific into your scene, I want to just do a search on a keyword. Like, I don't want to have to go
Yeah.
searching through documents on the website and try to find the right one where it might talk about it very vaguely. But I want somebody who says that they want, they like the screen that I have in the stadium, and they like the equalizer that plays on top of it, and they like the ability to switch between playlists. Like, just give me that.
Yeah,
I don't want to
totally.
have to go searching docs and trying to find, ways to rebuild it. Just give me that and then tell me how to customize it or customize it for me.
Yeah, or
I
even
think there needs to be a lot more of that within the community. Rather, I still feel like a lot of us are very siloed in our creations, and some of it deservedly so, because I mean, at the end of the day, it is intellectual property. But on the other side of things, some of us just have a passion for the platform, and see the opportunity for it as a technology, and kind of, we understand that all boats rise with the tide. If Decentraland grows, we all benefit. And like I said earlier, we've spent a lot of time just being heads down in development. But what's really fun is working with other people. And if other people can find utility and maybe even like revenue opportunities out of some of the things that have already been built by other people, then why not take advantage of that, right?
totally. No, love
And then
that.
continue to build upon it so that, all sides benefit.
And it would be so cool if you could just be in World right now. There's like a special shortcut, right click down, like here's resources for this, like some fun way to like initiate that, right? I would enjoy that.
And sometimes what really helps is just having somebody that you can reach out to,
Yeah, totally.
in the spur of the moment, and not wait for because there are, time zone differences.
Yeah.
But sometimes, even in the Decentraland Discord and the SDK channel, if you post a question about something, or you're experiencing some kind of bug or something, it can take some time, to get that resolved. Sometimes I've had to wait weeks, and it really creates a bottleneck where you can't move on until that thing that you're stuck on is resolved.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be really beneficial to just have somebody available that you can ping and say, hey, where can I find this? Or, can you give me the code to do this? Like, how is this done? And I've had the benefit of having people in the community that I can lean on, for that, but not everybody does. So I think there's definitely an opportunity for expanding upon that.
Yeah, definitely. Love that. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for all your the tour, the
Yeah.
games, the overview.
Thanks
Amazing.
everybody for joining and sticking around.
Yeah, we've had a good
Again,
crew. I mean, like we still have like about 12 normally, like it's like about 12 altogether, but we've had like, most of it's about 30 people hanging out, and it's been a lot of fun.
I know not all of us got a chance to enjoy the games, so I encourage everyone to jump in and get some experience with those, so that I can get some feedback, and can definitely keep building upon this.
Yeah, and if my nieces play, I'll definitely record the screen and record them. So I think that would be cool feedback for you.
Yeah, I think there is sort of a social media aspect that could be incorporated into these, where, like you said earlier, a camera
Yeah.
recording within the escape room, so other people can watch from outside of it,
That would be
or
fun.
to just to like post different interactions from the games on social media, like if we incorporate people being able to push each other off the track, or at the last minute or something, it would be kind of fun to watch. It's just different clips like that would be cool to share on social media. So definitely more of a marketing opportunity, I think, from these going forward for sure.
Awesome. Cool. Well, look forward to all of that, and definitely keep us posted, and use that. Yeah, and if you have anything, that resources channel at least, to like, if you have any cool things that could benefit the builders, share away, and always reach out so I can share with the community what you're up to. I'm excited to see your upcoming
Absolutely.
proposal.
Look forward to it as well. And if anybody wants to reach out to me directly for collaborations or whatever else, my door is always open.
Awesome. Woohoo. Thank
Cool. All
you.
right. Thanks, Reptilians. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
Yeah,
See you
thanks
in the next one.
everyone. Okay, well, have a great rest of your day, everybody, and until next town hall. It looks like my computer wants to crash right now, which is perfect timing. Like,
Hey, this was great. Kanessa and I actually got in, and we were able to like turn ourselves into little cars and get to the top of the pyramid. We're having a blast. Now we're doing the little car racing game. So, like, it took a minute. It was kind of painstaking, but um, we're having a blast in here. So thank you so much.
we're so happy. I know, it's like, even if you can't see your friends, we're there as ghosts. We're ghostly friends, right? Awesome.
And
Well,
the cars are a scene-wide feature, whether you're racing, you're playing a racing game or not. So it kind of creates a fun dynamic throughout the scene. A little bit of a mismatch, but it's kind of just fun to drive cars around anyway. So
oh, and you have Mega Chick who said is reaching out to you, Doug. So very cool.
yep,
Awesome.
done and done.
Cool. I know I haven't even been checking the comments because, like, if I press anything on Discord, again, like I said, it's probably gonna crash. But it did good overall. Overall, we made it. We made it through. And yeah, for those of you,
Did, yeah. I wish that I was able to screen share on my end, but I appreciate you stepping up and filling the gap there.
yeah, it's always fun here. So you never know what interesting malfunction, right? Like, very cool. Well, thank you guys, and until next time, and yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, bye.